How's it going, guys? I am Matthias, and welcome to Reading Your Comments. It's Sunday, and that means I'm reading all your comments about the most obvious mistakes you've ever made. Question of the day for a future episode, though, is what is your most awkward moment with a stranger, in front of a stranger, where a stranger was totally judging you? Let me know down in the comments below, and we shall proceed. Now, I keep blowing on cold foods because I think they're hot, but they're cold, like especially salad. I sent my friend a message on my phone asking if she'd seen my phone. I feel stupid now. I was just minding my own business, making breakfast, and you can't have a good breakfast without a Pop-Tart. So I was going to call my friend on my phone, and I put my Pop-Tart to my ear, and I sat there for like 10 seconds saying, hello, hello, and then I realized it was a Pop-Tart. My cat stared at me. I don't know if he wanted the Pop-Tart or if he knew I was just really stupid. One day I started freaking out because my phone was missing. I screamed, oh my gosh, where's my phone? Then I realized it was in my hand. Facepalm. One time I was walking and I realized my money wasn't in my pocket, so I started freaking out, and then I realized it was in my hand. The last time I made a very obvious mistake was when I was younger and I was helping my aunt feed her chickens, but instead of giving the chickens chicken feed, I cracked open an egg and fed them a baby. She laughed, and she still does. That was 5 years ago. What? The last time I made a really obvious mistake was when I was at a lake up in the mountains near my home. I was trying and failing to skip stones across the lake. I was also eating a roast beef sandwich at the time. I just threw the sandwich in and tried to bite a stone instead. F my life. I was in a hotel room on the last day of family vacation, and we were packing everything up. I started freaking out looking for my phone, and my mom decides to call it. We were standing right next to my backpack, and I hear my ringtone go off. I dig through my bag, and it's not there. I swear that I can hear it right near me, and I eventually give up and go to the other side of the hotel room. My mom calls my phone again, and I hear my phone again. Like, it's right next to me. So I yell, I swear I hear it. It's over here somewhere. And I dig through another bag and I can't find it. I later found out it was in my jacket pocket the whole time. And that was the reason I heard it was so close to me whenever I moved around. I grabbed a fork to eat cereal with. Whoops. A few months ago, I tried to unlock my house door with the electric key fob for my car. I was really embarrassed for myself. My mom asked me to go buy shampoo, and I asked, what's that? My most obvious mistake was when I was in class and the teacher gave me a homework assignment. She said we could work on it in the next 2 minutes. I finished it, but then it fell out of my hands. Blame it on the wind and on the floor. Considering my class was going to start soon and I was near, I forgot about it. Long story short, I had to work on it for a whole period the next day while the other classmates were watching a movie. At least it was Frozen. Yeah, man, Frozen, that's no good. You don't want to watch Frozen. For like 3 years, I've been giving my dogs the same medicine. I have 6 dogs, and yes, I know 6 is a lot, but I used to have like 9, so calm down, children. And one odd day, I totally forgot what dog got what, so I waited to feed them till 7 when my mom came home. I normally feed them around 4. And when she got home, I said, Mom, what do I give the dogs for meds? She looked at me like, wait, where did your brain go? You've been doing this for years. My response, it's in Canada on vacation and I don't know when it's coming back. I'm a weird child. I forgot how to swim. I'm on the swim team. Basically, changing all the right answers to the wrong ones during the last few seconds of a test. Oh, that is the worst. It's just like when you doubt yourself, you just doubt yourself hardcore. That's not fun. My life. Your life is an obvious mistake? I don't know you, so I can't tell if that's true or not, but I hope not. This one time in school, I had an exam and I got my pencil box right in front of me and I knew what it was. And so the test started and I couldn't find my pencil and I started freaking out like, where's my pencil? Where's my pencil? And I realized I had a pencil box for a reason. One time I yelled at my brother for having my phone, but it was a calculator and I was holding the phone. In health, I said orgasm instead of organism. So that's my life now. So I was eating a Pop-Tart. It was a good Pop-Tart. My brother comes up and hands me a dog treat and asks me to hold it, so I do so. He goes outside and I continue to eat my Pop-Tart, but it tasted horrible. I look down and it's the dog treat. I puked in the trash can. Needless to say, I am very cautious when I have 2 items in my hands now. 2 different times I made an obvious mistake. I walk upstairs for some odd reason, forget why I'm up there, go down, and then I remember. 2, every day in math class. An obvious mistake? You just like 2 plus 2, or is it more of a complicated question like 2 plus 3? One time I went to take a drink out of a glass cup and I hit my braces. And if one time wasn't enough, I did it 5 more times. My teeth were sore for a while afterwards. One day at the library, I needed to print paper. I didn't know how to print paper, so I went to ask for help. I don't like to talk to people, especially strangers, and I got really nervous. The librarian told me to take her to the computer that I was using, but I took her to a computer that was like 5 seats away from mine. The funny thing is that the computer I took her to already had someone using it, and I even got the mouse from the lady and started to move some stuff until I realized that it wasn't the computer that I was using. Everyone there laughed at me and I got so red. I was getting ready to go over to a friend's house and I decided that I had been taking a long time because she called and asked what was taking so long. So I told her that I was almost ready. And since I was packing clothes at the time, my brain goes, hey, make sure you have your phone. So I started looking for it and I just couldn't find it. So I got frustrated and screamed, where's my phone? And my friend goes silent. So I thought she hung up. So I checked my phone and then I realized, hey, that's my phone. I was going to class like I always did, and I ran to the wrong classroom. Then my teacher said, I'm glad you could come. And then I had to stay on that class all day, and I got an F on my other. I was like, my hands are dirty, I'm gonna go wash them. Walks into the kitchen. Then I walk out with tea and dirty hands. I sent an email to my teacher inviting him to my cello concert. It was my mom's idea. Why did I listen to her? By the way, he didn't come, thank God, because I messed up on the second piece. Once I was doing a jigsaw puzzle while eating popcorn and I spaced out for a moment, and then I realized that I'd almost eaten a puzzle piece and was fitting a piece of popcorn into the puzzle. Once in class, I was talking about my experience going to an art museum, and instead of saying I saw paintings by Leonardo da Vinci, I said DiCaprio. Yup. I think we've all made that mistake before. You can't live in this modern culture with Leo seriously just winning an Oscar too and not make that mistake in art class or at a museum. Impossible. It can't not happen. You see what I'm saying? Nope. Okay, moving on. So there was this one time when I wanted to eat some Oreos. I saw a video by BuzzFeed telling you to take the cream of a bunch of Oreos, put it in a microwavable bowl, and then melt it in the microwave. This sounded cool, so I did it. Why does everyone use brackets in RYCs? So I put the cream in the bowl and I put it in the microwave. When I took it out, it was so hot that I dropped the bowl. I was wondering what happened, then I realized the bowl wasn't microwavable. So dumb. No, see, I don't feel like that's your fault. The most annoying thing I think is, just even worse than non-microwavable plates and bowls, is a non-microwavable mug. Like legit, mugs will say, don't use this in the microwave. Like, what? How else am I gonna heat up my drink, yo? Rant over, I'm good now. So my friend and I came up with a secret language. Well, one day I was giving a presentation and without noticing, I somehow had started talking in the secret language.
Everyone in the class just stopped and stared at me, and my friend bursted out laughing. My teacher just sat there, really confused.
I have glasses, so I asked my sister if she had seen my glasses, and she said no. I said, oh well, maybe they're in my locker, so I waited until I got to school. On the bus, I scratched my nose, and then feeling the rim of my glasses, they were on my face the whole time. Stupid sister. One time I went camping, and I got everything ready, except for the fact that I completely forgot a sleeping bag. The biggest mistake I ever made was my first fight. I was like knocked out in 8 seconds. Fighting's never the answer, kids. You never resolve anything. I tripped over a massive pile of boxes right in front of me and they were totally visible. Most obvious mistake. Sometimes when I play in band, I get nervous and mess up even though I know how to play it. It's embarrassing. The actual technical term for that is called choking. you choked. Guys, make sure you check out the last reading your comment right there by clicking on that info card because it was hilarious stories all about losing your voice. It was great stuff. Question of the day for a future episode, remember to put down in the comments below, what was your most awkward moment with a stranger? Or around a stranger, or in front of a stranger. Guys, make sure you like this video if you want to see more ROIC every single Sunday, because that lets me know that you're digging them. Okay, high five.